Jail escapee and convicted killer Derrick Groves back to Louisiana.
Chris Welty reports he was extradited from Georgia.
John Meggs State Police released multiple photos of Derrick Groves back in Louisiana. Groves was briefly held in Fulton County after he was arrested at a home in southwest Atlanta Wednesday. Pictures show Groves leaving a jet and then being loaded onto a state police helicopter. The governor said Groves will be held in Angola. With Groves in custody, law enforcement turned their attention to holding anyone who helped him accountable. Brian Fair with the U.S. Marshal's Office says on September 11th, 3 people were arrested for drugs and guns in the 9th Ward. Fair says the 3 men arrested were associates of Groves. We asked Fair if Groves' associates' alleged drug and weapons operation funded his stint on the run.
That's going to get explored further, so I don't want to comment on it really too much because it's an open investigation. But I would say it's a definite possibility based on the quantity of narcotics that were found in the residence.
Fox 8 got an exclusive look inside Groves' hideout. Inside the southwest Atlanta home, drug paraphernalia, a bullet, children's shoes, wigs, and clothing. Groves was found hiding in a basement crawl space. Fair says it's unclear when Groves made it to Atlanta and how long he was in that sunny Honeysuckle Lane home. Once again, Groves will be held in Angola with the other 9 Orleans Parish jail escapees. John. In a tweet on X, Trooper said, quote, all 10 Orleans Parish escapees are back in Louisiana. LSP Air Support, VCAT, FBI, and U.S. Marshals transported Derrick Groves from Atlanta to Baton Rouge, where he was flown to a secure correctional facility.
Completely trashed. Now, McQueen did tell us the tenant that was renting from him was a young woman. He said he wasn't sure when exactly she started renting the property because he had been out of town.
They paid rent. I treat them as a regular customer, as a regular occupant. I don't know nothing about their background. All I know is that they look like, where you get this kind of money from? It was just, it struck me kind of strange.
I read about it and saw it on TV, you know, but that was New Orleans, not across the street.
And investigators did say Wednesday night that they believed other people were staying in this home with Groves and that they said they would face charges if they find that they aided and abetted him in this escape.
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV. UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in, and I had a link in the description where you can watch the clips at the beginning in full from Fox 8, as they had updated that late Friday night after I had already dropped the other video that I was coming out with. But they put this other one out there as well to let it be known that they had arrested 3 people back in early September and said they have some type of connection with Derrick Groves. And I'll let that second part play again because the way that they was wording it there, it was kind of seeming the other day when they first made it that they did say that they had tips from New Orleans. I'm not saying that those guys are the ones that gave those tips, but it was some information kind of being withheld. But in this write-up right here, they let it be known now that they did have people in custody, but they are keeping other things under wraps. With Groves in custody, law enforcement is now focusing on holding accountable anyone who helped him evade capture for nearly 5 months. Investigators are narrowing in on those who helped Groves remain at large, and 3 of his associates were arrested on drug charges last month. New Orleans Police Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick said authorities know Groves had helped during his time as a fugitive. We know that Groves was not able to be out there for as long as he was without assistance from others, Kirkpatrick said. While Kirkpatrick declined to get into specifics, she said police are honing in on those who may have aided the escaped inmate. It's still an open investigation in terms of those who did help because it's a crime to aid and abet, Kirkpatrick said. There are people of interest and it will be followed through with people charged. Now that Groves is in custody, Fair said he's comfortable sharing Groves' connection to the 3 suspects. They were definite associates of his, Fair said. Brian Fair with the U.S. Marshal's Office said on September 11th, 3 people were arrested for drugs and guns in the 9th Ward in a joint investigation with local, state, and federal agents. Iman Chanu, Kalon Jennings, and Krishan Sims were taken into custody. Fair said investigators are exploring whether the suspects' alleged drug and weapons operations funded Groves' time on the run. That's going to get explored further, so I don't want to comment on it too much because it is an open investigation, Fair said. I would say it is a definite possibility based on the quantity of the narcotics found in the residence in Atlanta. And they updated that on Fox 8. The New Orleans superintendent didn't want to speak on it, but y'all heard the agent, the U.S. Marshal, got Fair. He had talked to them on the phone Friday night and then said, hey, we'll go ahead and let y'all know we got 3 people arrested back on September 11th. We comfortable with talking about it now because he is in custody as they put a whole task force together. There was supposedly a woman there as well staying with Groves because, or she got the house rented to her. They leased the house out to her where Groves was staying there. And it's a lot of stuff on the internet right now. I want to come with the facts and be all the way 100 with it. I don't want to put nothing false out there at all. I'm going to go directly to the source and then bring it to y'all because of the facts of, I see the stuff, people putting up the photo. I seen it a lot of times of the girl that got arrested. There was this girlfriend at like the very beginning of the escape. That's, of course, not who he was in Atlanta with. She had like $1 million bond, so it couldn't have been her that he was in Atlanta with. I know they were saying some stuff about this fight and argument. They've been on the trail. They just didn't give us the all the news and things. I know Lil Woody was saying that he saw him in the club. Like, bro, a lot of these storylines on the internet, I can't confirm and say that they are true or 100% false, but I'm going to wait till they report it because they talking directly to the people. And they not going to tell us everything that we know. I mean, everything that they know because they still trying to catch people that was helping. But that doesn't mean those 3 guys were actually helping. They are painting that kind of narrative. They're like, hey, we found drugs in the house. We found drugs in the cribs. Oh, this got to have some type of connection there. They are associates of his. What level? That doesn't mean that those 3 guys gave him up either. I'm not painting that narrative, but the police do got a lot of resources and tools. They can look at phone calls. They got license plate readers. They got everything under the sun. So they narrowed it in, narrowed it down, and more information to come out. But they are saying had associates arrested back in September, and they are feeling that this is part of the operation with the drugs found inside the crib that Derrick Groves is at in them packs as well. But tell me what y'all think. We got more coming. Probably one of the craziest. They say this is the wildest like manhunt they've seen in the history of the U.S. People say, well, they said in 40 years somebody had put out there. This was really next level, bro. I ain't seen one like this, bro. I ain't seen one like this at all. This is only something you'll see in a movie, but everything connected to it is crazy. Tell me what y'all think. We got more coming, more videos, all that. 1,000 for shit show. Stay on your pivot.